Hi friends, welcome back to the Big Joy of Learning with Bijoy ji. Here we will be discussing how advance payment transactions happen in the light of VAT. We will be understanding the transactions and the accounting of the same. I am taking the help of translation of extracts of Oman VAT Act to explain the tax due date under VAT. As per Article 26 of Oman VAT Act, the tax on the supply of goods or services shall be due on any of the following dates, whichever is early and in accordance with the regulations. The three dates to be considered for this are: first, the date of supply, which is the actual date of supply of goods or services; second, the date of issuance of tax invoice, the date in which the tax invoice is issued; third, the date of partial or full receipt of consideration and to the extent of the received amount. As per the third point, the VAT is due along with the advance receipt to the extent of amount received. Because if there is an advance payment in the transaction, that is the event that happens first. Advances can be of any type: advance on contract, purchase advance to supplier, rent advance, etc. Here, rent deposit or security deposits should not be confused with advances. Deposits are not considered as advance, even though eventually it might be written against the corresponding revenue account. Advance receipt or payment transactions can be categorized into two types. First one, 100% advance received or paid, which is settled against a single invoice or multiple invoices. Second one, partial advance received or paid. This also can be settled against a single invoice or multiple invoices. If it is settled against multiple invoices, the advance amount can be settled against the initial invoices or settled on a pro rata basis. There could be other situations also, but analyzing these two categories will cover up most of the type of advance transactions that we could come across. Let us see an illustration where 100% advance is paid against the purchase order and settled against a single invoice. Messrs. Weissman purchased goods from Messrs. Wholehearted for 1000 with 5% VAT, that is 50. He paid the full amount in advance and the delivery of the goods would be done after a month. This looks like a normal transaction with advance payment unless you consider the VAT paid with the advance. In this transaction, the payment of advance is the first event of the transaction. We will see how this is accounted for in the books of both the parties of the transaction. In the books of Messrs. Weissman, while accounting the advance payment, we will be debiting the supplier Wholehearted and crediting the bank account for the full amount paid. The amount paid will be 1000 plus 50, 1000 the invoice amount and 50 the VAT. Since in this entry VAT is not accounted for and the payment is just shown as a normal supply payment, we will have to pass another journal entry to account the VAT amount and to show the payment as advance. For this, we will be debiting the advance to supplier account with the invoice amount without VAT, that is 1000, to show this was an advance payment. Debit input VAT account with the VAT amount of 50 and credit the supplier account with the total amount of 1050. This journal will close the balance due to the supplier, account for the input VAT and create a balance with the advance to supplier account for the amount without VAT. After a month, when the actual supply is made, while booking the invoice for supply of goods, we will be debiting the purchaser's account and crediting the supplier with the amount without VAT. VAT for the transaction was fully accounted for while accounting the advance payment, so we will not be accounting VAT in the purchase bill posting. Since the advance payment was done for 100% invoice, we need to close the amount due to the supplier against the advance paid to supplier's ledger. For this, we will be debiting the supplier account and crediting the advance paid to supplier account. And this closes the transaction. You must be wondering why all these entries are required, and this can be solved in simpler and lesser entries. The below entries will actually suffix the accounting of all these transactions. While accounting for the advance payment, we will debit the advanced supplier account with the amount of invoice without VAT, that is 1000, to show the advance made to the supplier, debit the input VAT account with the amount of VAT, that is 50, and credit the bank account with the actual amount paid, that is 1050. When the goods are supplied to account for the invoice, we will debit the purchases account and credit the advanced supplier account with the amount without VAT, that is 1000. With these two entries, all our accounts postings are done properly. The payment from the bank of 1050 is accounted for, the input VAT 50 is accounted for, the advance payment 1000 and the supplier due is also closed with each other. Accounts wise everything seems fine, then why the complicated method? We will analyze what happens when we account the transaction with the second method, which looks simpler. I am just noting down two reasons which I felt should be considered while handling such transactions in practical situations. Reason 1. For the advance payment, when we reconcile the bank account, the check amount and the posting in the supplier advance account will not match, because the check amount is for 1050 and the advanced supplier account is debited with 1000. The balance is the debit of input tax account. When we have multiple payments like this to the supplier, it will be impossible to track the payments. Second reason, when we reconcile the supplier ledger, this particular invoice does not show in the supplier ledger because the whole amount is posted to the advanced supplier account. So, matching the supplier statement of accounts will be almost impossible. So, to record the transactions with all the entries as shown first will be a better method to represent the transaction in its right way. By adapting to the first method, we will have the actual amount in the check posted to the supplier ledger and the bank account, which makes the reconciliation as normal as other type of supplier related transactions. We also post the input VAT and the advanced supplier account properly. Now let us see what happens when the advance is made 100% and settled against multiple supplies. The entries for advance paid will be the same, debiting the supplier wholehearted and crediting the bank account for the full amount paid. For accounting the VAT and the advanced supplier, we will debit advanced supplier account with the invoice amount without VAT, that is 1000, to show that this is an advance payment. Debit the input VAT account with the VAT paid 50 and credit the supplier account with the total amount of 1050. For the illustration, let us assume that the supplies were made in 3 invoices. First one for 400, second one for 100 and the balance 500 as the last invoice. While accounting for the first invoice for the supply of goods, we will be debiting the purchases account and crediting the supplier account with the amount without VAT, that is 400. VAT for the transaction was fully accounted while accounting for the advance payment. So we will not be accounting VAT in purchases invoice posting. Since advance payment was made for 100% invoice, we need to close the amount due to the supplier against the advance paid to the supplier's ledger. For this, we will be debiting the supplier account and crediting the advance paid to supplier account with the invoice amount without VAT, that is 400. Same thing repeats for the other 2 invoices also. For the second invoice of 100, debit the purchases and credit the supplier with 100. Then debit the supplier and credit the advanced supplier with 100. For the third invoice of 500, debit the purchases and credit the supplier with 500. And then debit the supplier and credit the advanced supplier with 500. Since 100% VAT was accounted for with the advance payment, no VAT is accounted for while making the entries for the invoices. We will see in our next session how such transactions are accounted for when the advance payment is for a partial amount getting adjusted against a single invoice and against multiple invoices. This is Bijoy signing off for now. Until we catch up in the next video. Your subscription, likes, shares and comments will be much appreciated. Thank you for your time and have a big joy of learning.